To all of you, a warm welcome to the next installment of Book Depths and Insights. Today, we are going to go into a book that has the potential to completely change our lives. How to Heal Toxic Thoughts by Sandra Ingerman. A deep dive into understanding the profound, often invisible, energetic impact of our inner world and how we can effectively wield that power for personal transformation, offering simple tools for significant changes, is taking place here. This is not just about stress management or positive thinking. Rather, it is a deep dive into understanding the profound impact of our inner world in addition to earning a Master of Arts degree, Sandra Ingerman is also a licensed marital and family therapist and a professional mental health counselor, and she is even board certified in traumatic stress. She is a highly respected figure. She has also written other books that have had a significant impact, such as Medicine for the Earth and Soul Retrieval. Ingerman is well known for her extraordinary capacity to combine traditional shamanic wisdom, which refers to methods of comprehending the world that date back tens of thousands of years, with contemporary tools that are useful for improving one's quality of life in the present moment. The complex yet approachable tools contained inside this book are directly contributed to by her vast expertise in the field of spiritual healing. She takes the old shamanic knowledge of spiritual causes of illness and applies it directly to our modern-day poisonous ideas, demonstrating how these invisible forces, our thoughts and intentions, have a significant impact on our lives on a profound level. Now, let's have a look at some of the profound ideas and useful strategies that Ingerman has to offer, an overview of the invisible energetic landscape. Through his work, Ingerman enables us to notice that our ideas and emotions have a significant impact on the external reality we experience. He encourages us to move away from subconsciously reacting to our experiences and instead create them on purpose. She shares a dream in which she witnessed coworkers exchanging psychic punches, which prompts us to view common expressions such as feeling beaten down or someone invading my space as intuitive acknowledgments of energy effect. She does this by making this intangible world feel palpable. She contends that every connection is a form of energetic exchange, and that our ideas and feelings leave behind an energetic footprint that is both subtle and extremely powerful. She makes a significant distinction between expressing anger in a healthy manner and actually conveying it with damaging power, which is often done unknowingly, such as when you're at a meeting talking about how much you despise your boss. A crucial question is raised as a result of this. How much negative energy are we being subjected to? And how much of it are we putting out into the world without even being aware of it? Collective consciousness and interconnectedness. This book reveals a profound knowledge that may be found in both indigenous wisdom and quantum physics, that we are not separate from the web of life that binds all of us. Our toxic ideas not only pollute our inner world, but they also ripple outwards, influencing the collective energy and possibly reflecting in wider difficulties such as environmental crises. Ingerman draws a striking spiritual link between these two phenomena. In light of this, she offers a profound interpretation of a quotation attributed to Gandhi, which is as follows: "It is not what we do that changes the world. It is who we become." The first chapter, titled The Alchemy of the Soul, elucidates that ancient alchemy was a metaphor for transforming lead-heavy consciousness, which refers to intense and challenging emotions, into golden light, which refers to awareness and inner calm. Transformation on a personal level is the focus. Ingerman places a strong emphasis on processing emotions deliberately as opposed to repressing them or merely reacting to them, particularly when it comes to investigating our toxic triggers. She cautions that if we remain in a state of perpetual reactive mode, our senses will get dulled, and we will be forced to barely survive rather than completely live. The exercise known as Take Some Time Out comes as a practical step. Deep breathing, silent thought on unconscious energy, and making a conscious commitment to your own development are the components of this straightforward yet effective exercise. The process is started in motion by your intention to change, which is the most important factor. When it comes to actively breaking negative cycles, The techniques that are provided in the second chapter, Stop the Reaction, are extremely helpful. The analogy that Ingerman offers is that life is a garden that we need to tend to, where we need to remove unnecessary elements in order to cultivate what it is that we want to grow within you. In order to connect with your inner serenity and light, you can use a visualization technique that involves deep breathing to image yourself in a serene, natural setting, believing that you are pure light that is connected to the source. The Discerning Your Truth exercise is a practical tool that helps uncover fear-based ideas by allowing you to physically feel the difference in your body when you are speaking something that is true as opposed to something that is false. Technique regarding precious images. Imagine that you are about to send out negative energy to someone who you greatly adore, such as a child or a pet. This will help you avoid sending out negative energy. As a result, this serves as an immediate circuit breaker for everything negative. Express rather than sending. This is an essential, fundamental concept. Ingerman supports taking responsibility for your emotions without contaminating the environment around you. For instance, she discusses the process of actively noticing road fury within oneself, followed by the deliberate transformation of that energy into light before releasing it. Honoring the emotion, acknowledging that you desire to shift it, and actively shifting the energy to love and light are the 3 steps that are covered in the third chapter, which is devoted to the process of actively altering energy that a transition from thinking to feeling can be achieved by the practice of deep abdominal breathing, which allows us to center ourselves. A few examples of practices include slow, deep breathing, exercises that help you relax by exhaling over extended periods of time, repeating the word calm, balancing your breaths, and breathing through your heart, which involves laying your hands on your heart, bringing a cherished image to mind, and actively breathing love and light into the room. Words as seeds. Ingerman considers words to be similar to seeds that we plant based on a vibratory force that they possess. She presents the concept of word doctoring, which refers to the deliberate selection of language in order to reframe experiences, concentrate on gifts, and speak a new reality into existence. That a decree is distinct from a petition because a decree involves standing in your own power, declaring a truth that already exists within you or is available, and transforming your consciousness from the inside out. A petition is a form of begging, which originates from a place of impotence. Using motivational music to burst your troubles like bubbles is one of the ideas presented in the 4th chapter, which provides more tools for transformation. Simply observe. When it comes to transforming emotions, treating observation itself as a spiritual practice, similar to the observer effect in physics, can be quite effective. A powerful sentence that Ingerman offers for when you find yourself unable to let go of your anger is as follows: I am very angry right now, and I need to experience this anger. I make a request that the energy that surrounds my anger turn into an energy that is filled with love and light. During the time that I are sitting here and working through this state, I pray that no one, including myself, be hurt. When nature heals, through the recounting of a tale about a person who was able to overcome serious anxiety by just lying on the ground in the mountains every day for a year, the book provides a powerful demonstration of our intrinsic connection to the earth. Elements are practices that involve the conscious utilization of water, air, earth, and fire for the purpose of purification and transformation. For example, when you wash your hands, you can see negative energy transforming into light, and you can also symbolically bury bothersome energy into the dirt. An examination of the nature of projections is presented in Chapter 5, which explains that we frequently project aspects of ourselves that are not readily apparent onto other people. The reason you love the kindness of another person is because you realize that you possess that characteristic inside yourself. On the other hand, if you despise a characteristic, it is probably something that you do not acknowledge in yourself. Examining your projections activity is something that Ingerman recommends doing in order to unearth these concealed characteristics. She tells a personal story about how she was able to turn her own projections of dread and despair into a deliberate choice to project love and light, using inspiration from people such as Nelson Mandela and the Dalai Lama. The most important takeaway is that we always have a choice. And in order to bring peace into the world, we must have harmony inside ourselves. In Chapter 7. Protecting yourself in a toxic world, strategies for energy defense are presented that are both practical and effective. According to Ingerman, the most important thing is not to be paranoid, but rather to cultivate a gentle protective energy field by first filling yourself up with spiritual consciousness. The most effective kind of defense is to work on improving your own vibration. Creating a protecting symbol, imagining a blue egg of light surrounding you, or even placing a small protective mirror under your bed are all methods that can be utilized. Importantly, she recommends that you refrain from retaliating if you sense that you are being assaulted purposely with energy. Make use of the concept of return to sender with love, which means that you should purposefully transform the energy that is flowing into light and then send it back to the sender in a healed state. Getting rid of spaces, love has the power to cure, which is the simple idea. Changing the energy of a space can be accomplished by the use of practices such as lighting a candle with intention, planting fresh flowers, or breathing through your heart to fill a room with love. The most important thing is your intention, an emergence of consciousness on a new level. Within the final chapter titled Toward a New Evolution of Consciousness, a picture is painted of a society that has been transformed by this conscious energy work. In this world, individuals who are performing their inner work are able to heal communities. The statement, "It is who we become, not what we do, that changes the world," is reaffirmed by Ingerman, who demonstrates that perception is the primary factor in the formation of our lived experience. Psychic warriors are individuals who are self-disciplined and make a conscious decision to transform collective consciousness. She encourages us to become psychic warriors because she is aware that every small good movement we make on the inside physically ripples across the entire web of existence. The last call to action is straightforward but profound. Discover the light that resides within you and allow it to shine. What we choose to feed is the wolf that is filled with love, light, unity, and compassion. The future, our collective reality, is dependent on whatever wolf we choose to feed. I would want to extend an invitation to each and every one of us to incorporate even a single one of these practices into our life and observe the transformation for ourselves. It is highly recommended that you get a copy of How to Heal Toxic Thoughts by Sandra Ingerman because it is quite comprehensive and provides a lot more in-depth exploration of all of these principles and methods. What would be one little deliberate energetic adjustment that you could do today, right now, that may perhaps begin to ripple outwards and impact the environment around you, even if it is only a little bit? On this edition of Book Depths and Insights, we would like to express our gratitude for your presence. If you found this conversation to be helpful, I would appreciate it if you would take a time to subscribe, like, and share it with more people who could benefit from it. Tune in for the next edition.